So let's see what happens after the event request is submitted. You must have received an email with some of the details in the form that you submitted, and after within 24 hours somebody from the WebGana should be responding to that email saying that they are going to work on the request, and they would also be sharing a Google folder like the one that you are seeing right now. As you can see, there are 4 Google documents. Couple of them are the flyer and the FAQ slash refund policy. These are the documents that will be available to the public. For example, when people click on the flyer link, this flyer could open up. When people click on the FAQ link, this FAQ would open up. The advantage of hyperlinking those documents is that you have full control to change the flyer, modify the flyer, modify the FAQ, modify the refund policy. You basically just have to overwrite it. Now let's look at the other 2 documents. One is a landing page and the other is a requirements and deliverables document. So let's first look at the requirements and deliverables document. This will be filled in for you. This is basically what was submitted in the email. This is something that you would get after the event is completed by the WebGana. The link will be a short URL that can be used in flyers and through other communication, through WhatsApp, email, and so forth. And once people start registering, this would be the link to the report with the attendee information. It would need a password and can be accessed online. Now let's move on to the information that the WebGana needs from you, the requester. Sometimes there are discounts for an event, so it's possible to have an early bird pricing. And if you have any details, let's say you are giving 10, 20, 25% off for a set date up to so and so date, you can enter that information here. If not, just say highlight the no or delete the yes part. Once we know that, there are 2 kinds of tickets, 2 kinds of events. One is where each class is like a ticket. As you can see, there is a screenshot here. So when you enter the information in this table, we would convert it into this kind of ticket format when people are registering. So what we need from you is the name of the ticket, the price, and sometimes you might put a limit to how many people can be in each class. And this is a easy way for the system to put a stop the registration once that class becomes full. The alternative way of ticketing is through a flat rate, and let's move on to the next one. So this is how it might look like. So for one person it's $150, for 2 people it's $200. So they would enter this kind of information in. So if you decide you put for how many persons would be there, what's the price, and this is also optional if you want 50 people, 50 single persons to register. So this is the second system and this is the first system. So you can enter in any format that you like. The screenshots will not be there usually, it will be just the table. So once we have the ticketing information, we have to ask questions to the people, and of course registrant information would we will use default fields. Registrant need not be an attendee. Registrant is just maybe a parent who's registering their kid, and of course they have a option to also be an attendee. So there would be an option in the form during the registration process to see how many attendees are there. And let's say these are the questions that have to be asked. As you can see in the screenshot, there's a first name, last name, grade, email, phone. So we collect that information from you through this table. So you have to enter what are the questions to be asked. So first name, it is applicable for both an adult and a child, and it's mandatory. And sometimes this is a drop down for the grade, and we would create drop down values. So these are all the values that will be there: grade 1, grade 2, grade 3, and so forth. And as you can see, sometimes the kids would not have email ID, and if you don't have to make it mandatory. But if you are making it mandatory, there should be an option of what to do. Enter the parent's email. So once we have that information, our team will start working on the form. And that's the second piece of information we would need from you is the landing page information. So what's the landing page? Landing page is basically when people click on the link, they come to this page which has a summary of information. Here you can see what is the title. It's the Samskrita Kendra event, a short description. Sometimes you can have the price. If the price is fixed, you can and not changing all the time, you can have it here. We recommend the flyer be hyperlinked. That way there will be a lot of changes in the flyer from your side. You don't have to bother us. You can just go and update the Google document or overwrite the PDF or JPEG. We prefer JPEG or Google document as a flyer. Similarly, if you want to add something into the FAQ and refund policy, you can hyperlink it. So how do you give us this information? All right, so this is the Google document where you would put that information. It should be formatted. Our team would just copy and paste it. We are not responsible for the edits in this document. Your team would be responsible for all the edits and the wordings. Please make sure this document is pakka or all set, because any changes would need our team to copy and paste it again if there's a change. Let's move on to the hyperlink documents now. The FAQ, usually we recommend a cancellation policy with a minimum of $5 to $10 per person, because no matter what, Samskrita Bharati gets charged 3 or something percentage for each registration. And if you have a video policy, you can enter it there. You can also put contact information in the FAQ if you want. Now let's look at the flyer. So the flyer, this one is a Google slide flyer. It's a template. You can edit and make changes here, and when people click on the link, this Google slide will open up. So let's go back to the folder. So this folder would be shared with all of your team, so everybody can make edits. And once you make an edit, if we have to do anything like copy the landing page over, you have to let us know. For any edits to the FAQ and the flyer, because it's hyperlinked, we don't have to know about that. For any questions, changes, ticket changes information, you have to make edits to the requirements and deliverables document and notify us by email. And if you have any questions, please reach out to us. Dhanyavadaha. Namaste.